Okay, so this is to remind us again. We are continuing from our replace. I have this text here, University Front-End class in JavaScript, which is showing me here as h1, and I have h2 as answer. And inside my JavaScript file, which I attach on index.html, I'm targeting that h1 as q and my h2 to be ans. So my var is the text which is inside it. So if I say answer to be equal to, or answer dot text content to be equal to var, okay, this will actually make it to be university for, which is just what I have there. But if I add that plus sign, it will actually add that to it. So that is it. Okay. So what does this replace do? Replace can help you to replace something. Can be a text, can be a word. Replace it with something else. Okay. So if I say var dot replace, maybe I want to replace every I in this text with, I can say I string I. I want to replace every I with E. So I can actually see that I have here university. Look at it. Replace I with E. So this is definitely going to take the first one. It's going to just replace the first one. Replace I with E. Okay. And I'll be able to replace every I there with an E. Okay. So so that is it. That is it on this. Okay, so it only replaces the first one. And if I want it to replace everything, can see it replace uni, this I here with an E. Okay, but these things are case sensitive. If I write capital letter I, it's not going to replace it for me because no such thing actually exists. So it's not going to do that for me. So it's very much case sensitive, right? Okay, so we're going to see also replace all. Okay, so there's one more thing again that replace also takes. Apart from taking a string, I can also pass a regular expression to a replace function. Okay, so I can also pass a regular expression to it. So regular expression is something like, probably I want it to replace something like every name, every maybe A or something like that. I want to replace every A, or I want it to replace a certain letter. Okay, maybe I want to replace all A, E, and so on and so forth. So I can actually, my regular expression is something like this. And for classes, we're going to cover up regular expression. I can say replace A, replace F, replace K. No, let me find something else. Replace E and replace S. Okay, so probably any place that I find this, I can actually pass it global so that it can just look at it. But any place that I find it, please, any place there is that kind of thing, just replace it with a space. Okay, so you can actually see that it has replaced it, just to be sure that it actually replaces it with something. Okay, I can see any place there is that, just give me a hyphen from there. Okay, you can see at the point where I have any of these characters, there is a hyphen. I can even say replace it with a number 3. So any place that I have that, just replace it with number 3. Okay, so that is quite awesome. Maybe you say, okay, if somebody types something like this, change it to be this. Okay, any place where something like this exists, please replace it with something like this. All right, so that is it for that one. And replace all also take something like that. So I can say answer the text content, but replace all kind of does it better. I can say sort of text content is equal to var, which is in this case, it has, let me be using equal to and not all this plus equal sign, equal to var, which in this case, it has made it to be equal to it. Okay, so if I say does replace all, Okay, replace all will replace every instance of that thing wherever it exists. Okay, I can say anywhere there is I here, replace it with 2. Okay, so you can see any place there is I, so all. Okay, before, if it were not this all, it will just replace the first instance where that thing occurred. It's not going to replace everything, but this one will now replace this, and it will also replace this. So with all now, I will be able to replace every other place that text exists, and this is awesome. All right, so we have some more to go. We have slice. So slice actually cut out a string for me. So if I say ans.textContent, always know that originally my text is this. Okay, so if I say cut out, so I say slice, if I did not give it any parameter at all, it's going to just give me the same thing. But I can say slice from 0 to character number 5. So this is going to cut out my text to be like this. So from 0, count 5 values. Okay, that is move from 0 to character number 5. But it doesn't mean that I can say from 10 that it should count 5 values. It doesn't make sense. But I can say from 10, count to number 15. So I can actually do this, and it will be able to cut out like this. Okay, so just know what it takes. If I say 0,3, it means from 0, that is index. So that count starts from index actually. From index 0, count to length 3. So it's going to be that. So if I say from index 1, it's going to start from n, and then it will stop at I. So it will give me just n and I. Okay, so that is what slice does. Slice actually plays a very good role, especially when it is inside an array. Okay, so we are moving to character index. Ans.textContent is equal to var, which will bring my original text. So if I put character at, this one takes index. Okay, cancel dot character at what? I can say, if I say character at 0, it will give me u. Okay, character at 1, it will give me n, and all that. So if I say character at 12, it will give me the character that is actually at length 12 or something like that. So if I say dot 20, it's not going to give me anything because 120 is not there. So it's not like it's undefined. Okay, so not such thing actually exists. If I say 22, is A, so likely this A or that one. So it gives me the position of a character. So it's a number that I give it. Okay, so for these last 3, they are actually Boolean expressions. Okay, so if I say ans dot text content, okay, equal to var. Okay, so these are Boolean expressions. It tells me if something is true or false. Okay, so dot endsWith. So I can use this endsWith to look, hey, does this text end with something? Okay, I can say, does it end with this text? Does it end with T? Okay, so it's going to tell me true because it ends with T. If I say, does it end with TT? It's going to be false. It will not end with TT. Okay, so it tells me true when it means a particular thing. It tells me false when it means a particular thing. Maybe you're asking somebody to define something and you want him to end with a particular remark. Okay, so it can help you to look out for whether something really exists. So I say, does it end with JavaScript? And this is true. It ends with JavaScript. Okay, so but if I pass it something that it does not end with, even if that thing exists there, it is false. Like it doesn't end with Java, it is false. So but I can also give it an index. Can say from index 10, did it end with this? It is actually false. Okay, so position or index. So I can start looking for from a particular place, does that thing end with something like this? Okay, so So I can say, I can look at y, and I can say, does y end with, does y end probably at index 8 or index 9, okay, index 9, and it's all false here because up to that position, it does not end with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so does it end with it? And you can see it is actually not giving me anything. Okay, so if I look at 10, okay, 10 will now tell me index y at 10 is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So at position 10, this actually ends with y, and that is very, very true. Okay, but if I look at position 11, anything outside this, it is false. Doesn't exist, but it's for position 11. I can actually say there is a space there, and that is true. Okay, so startsWith, just like endsWith, it does the same thing. Answer dot text content equals var, which will also give me that. Okay, so if I want to see whether it starts with, probably does it start with you? And that is true. It starts with you, and say it's true. So does it start with capital U? That is false. It doesn't start with capital U. Okay, so like I said, does it start with space at position 10? And that should be giving me true. There is a space from position 10. Position 10, does it start with space? Yes. So that is true. Okay. So includes now does not look at whether it starts with or ends with. It's looking at, does a part, this my text, does it actually contain this? Okay. So does it include, I can say, does it include, does the text include maybe, does it include class? Okay, which is true. Okay, so this is not in any way looking at anything, just doesn't look at whether it starts or whether it ends. Look at, does it really include that? And that is true. So if I say, does it include classes, that is false. It doesn't actually include classes, but it includes true. Okay, so just use this to understand. What if I want to create a search bar? Like I want to search something, I type a text, okay, maybe books, okay, and maybe in the collection I have things like bag, so on and so forth. So I can just look at, just filter where I have books contained here. Okay, so that kind of thing, I can actually use it to do that. So let me just give us an example. Let's say I have an array, okay, an array of okay, let me say numbers, okay, and then I want to check whether these numbers, okay, let me just say this thing is giving me this array, okay, just check if any of these numbers is divisible by 2. Okay, is it divisible by 2? If it's divisible by 2, just tell me the numbers that are divisible by 2. So I can actually say array dot, I will use something called filter. Okay, array dot filter, I can call it x, where x um um so this is not a perfect example, sha, but x modulo 2, x modulo 2 is the same thing as 0. So this is not a perfect example, but this still does what I want to do. So it doesn't use the includes methods that I think. So this will actually filter numbers that are divisible by 2. But let me say I have something like okay, let me just put it like this. Uh, um happy New Year. Maybe I say happy birthday, good morning, happy star, or happy Earth. We just came out of Earth. Good afternoon. So, and I'm not asked to sort. I want to sort just the text that contain good, right? Okay, so or maybe the ones that contain happy. So everything is like this, but if I want to just check the ones that contain happy, I can simply filter it. This is an array anyway. I can simply filter it and I can call it X. I can now say S dot includes happy. Okay, S dot includes happy. So that will actually help to filter just Happy New Year, Happy Christmas, and Happy Earth. So it will ignore any other one for me. Okay. So if I just include another thing, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, and I have another one like good night. Okay. So I have another one like good night, happy anniversary will end here. I have good night. So you can see happy anniversary will also pop out for me there. So it's only taking the ones that contains the text happy. So includes is very much used in filtering. We use it to filter a lot of things, filter an array, filter um um a box, filter a search content, just look at it like maybe I'm typing something in my phone and then I'm looking for a particular thing. Does it contain something like this? And also I'm searching for a name. Maybe I'm searching for a name like Francis, and then as I'm typing it, it's just filtering it for me and bringing out things that are. So that is it, guys. And I hope these methods are well understood. And I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.